Hi, this is Chris Lee from Leemark.com, and I'm here in the southern Kettle Moraine unit in Wisconsin on the Ice Age Trail just east of Whitewater on a late October day in 2020 here, and I'm going to show you some sample footage from the Moto G Fast phone. Here's the selfie camera with full HD. Kind of maybe turn here a little bit, see if we can catch that sun going down. Right about there. You can see it behind me, and you can kind of get a sense of the camera. We're going to do some sample photos and video to just give you a look at what this budget camera looks like. Here's a shot in 4K video to show it focused on something relatively close. I'm about less than a foot away from this mossy rock or some kind of green stuff growing on it. And we'll turn here and see what it catches focus on the distant things like the trees. So here's an example of the phone in Ultra HD, it's 4K, up close on a leaf, and I'm gonna pan and tilt and see it grab focus and iris on the distant objects with more different lighting. So here's footage with the wide angle lens. I think it's in full HD because you can't actually switch to it when it's on Ultra HD or 4K. You have to switch the camera in the settings to full HD, which is 1080p, and then you'll see a 1 times, and if you push it, it'll go to 0.5 times, and that's what this is. Now, I'm not too thrilled about it in the test I had before. I'll have to look at how this looks, but it's not the same sensor or lens on there, so it doesn't seem like it's as clear at all, even than the other one, even in the main lens with full HD. So I'm back 1 week later on October 31st, Halloween 2020, at the Southern Kettle Moraine unit. We're actually at the Emerson Log Cabin, the Scapanong settlement. So I'm going to try getting some insect shots, an insect shot and some time-lapse shots with the Moto G Fast, see how it works. Another thing that many people have said about the Moto G Fast is that the camera is decent in good light, but not good in poor light. Well, it's getting dusk here on this trail, the Ice Age Trail, and so we're going to see. My guess is that this is not going to look the best. There's still some light, but I'm going to turn it here. I'm using the rear-facing camera. We're just going to kind of walk a little bit. Now, I don't have any stabilization set to on here. So that's probably going to be a little bouncy. But this is 4K, and I think it's not going to look the best. But just to give you an idea, it's about 6 o'clock right now, just a couple minutes after, and sunset is at 6, I think, sometime around then. Okay, here's the forward-facing camera. I'll kind of walk slowly. My guess is it's going to leave a lot to be desired in this low light. Then again, there's no natural light really other than the sky. And so we're not going to get probably the best of pictures here. Most people wouldn't normally shoot like this probably in this environment. I don't even know if it's grabbing focus here correctly. So you probably won't be able to see it very good with this camera, but the moon's out, sticking up there between these pine trees, and it looks real beautiful in real life. On the camera, I don't think it's going to translate. And I just heard an owl hoot too. Did you hear that? That's an owl somewhere in the distance. Very peaceful out here. So here's just another thing I'm going to try, getting the dashboard so you can see how it does. Obviously the lights are really low outside right now because it's night, but the dashboard's lit up. So to just see how this does. So that's going to do it for this video, looking at some of the footage from the Motorola Moto G Fast phone. You know, you can judge for yourself. If you have comments on things that you've experienced with this phone, leave them down below. Or if you have comments comparing it to other phones kind of in this category, leave it down below. One thing about this phone, I got it unlocked for $150. So it's not a hugely expensive phone. I think you can get it, one person said on the internet, for $90 if you get it from a certain carrier and activate it with that carrier. But it just kind of shows, you know, this phone's not perfect, but before this I had a Samsung J3, Galaxy J3, which by no means was a fancy phone either. And each one of them kind of, as you go in time, seems to get better with their quality. I mean, compared to the 1980s, you could spend thousands of dollars on a video camera and not get the quality that you're getting here. So in that sense, even though this might not live up to some of today's current fancy cameras, it's still, I think, pretty good. On my old phone, my Samsung, I could set the timer to 3 seconds and it would stay set at that. Every time I turn the camera on again, it would be set at that. And I kind of like to do that when I'm taking a still picture because it holds the camera still. It gives me a chance to stabilize and I'm not pressing the button. With this on the Moto G Fast, I have to set that every time. One good thing about the Moto G Fast is that the timer button is right on the front screen. You don't have to go into settings. Another thing is that I don't see a way to use the timer with the video mode. On the Samsung phone, I could set it for a 3-second timer for before the video would start. I don't see a way to do that on this Moto phone. So just little things like that that you might want to consider too when you're looking at a phone. Okay, so leave me comments if you have any, and thanks for watching.